Hello, this is a review of Hour 26. Please either repeat or answer the question. If you met me, would you have said that? Shouldn't she have met him if she had had time? Would he have been on time if he had left on time? Couldn't you have sold it if more people had come? Would you want to be with them if they happened to come to town? Would he have won if he had played? Would you have gone to play if it had rained? Who would you have met had you felt better? Wouldn't you have listened to his music if he had a concert? Shouldn't they try to do better if they go there again? Would you believe her if she told you that? Had they asked you to come, would you have gone? What shouldn't he have taken? Did he say he would have done it if you had asked him to do it? Where could you have met her if she had left work early? Could he do better in English if he got to talk more? Who would have gotten angry if you had called them again? If some of her friends planned on going with you, would you get upset? When would you have told her to come back if you had seen her? Would any of them have liked it if she had let them do it? Didn't you have any clue he would have been so angry? Should she have given him more money if he needed to go there? Wouldn't you have made a dessert if she had asked you to come over to eat dinner? Would she be happier if you weren't around? Would she have gone to sleep if you had gone out to visit some of your friends? If you could sing like that, wouldn't you impress your girlfriend? If almost all of them decided not to go, would you have still gone? Should they have agreed if he had wanted to do it? Wouldn't it be all right to give it back to her if she had apologized? What would you tell him to do if he dropped by to see you? Shouldn't they have helped her do it so that they could leave early? Where would they have worked if he was going to pay them more? Which one of your children would have told their mother if you had done that? Shouldn't you have told the truth if he asked you what you had done? Wouldn't you have felt better if she had taken some of the money? Would they have let her rent the apartment if she had had a dog? If they had brought you to a Japanese restaurant, what would you have ordered? Couldn't she get in if she had your password? If they had brought that, would you have been able to cook it? If you got him to come, what would you have him do? Had they lived near you, would you have invited them to the party? Would any of them apologize to you if you went to see them? If you were interested in learning English, where would you go to learn it? If she lied to you like that, would you ever forgive her? Could they have walked there if it hadn't begun raining? If he appeared to have been drunk, would you have let him drive home? Would you have given him more beer if he had looked drunk? If you had wanted to have more children, would your husband have agreed? What would he have liked if he had seen you do it? Would you look forward to spending the weekend there if you didn't have to pay? How many of the students would have followed you if you started to walk there? How come you wouldn't have told them to come? Shouldn't they have kept them from drinking beer if they were that young? Would there have been more room if you hadn't brought all of that luggage? Would you eat most of it if I brought it home from the restaurant? Wouldn't you have enjoyed being with her if you had had the chance to go? Wouldn't you have become hungry if you hadn't brought some candy bars? Could you have drunken some of that water if they didn't boil it? Had they asked you to give more money to them so they could go, would you have given it to them? Would you have had fun playing basketball if more kids were there? Could you have wound up buying it had you gotten there earlier? If you had taken a taxi there, would you have gotten there a lot earlier? How many of the kids should have been on the bus if they had picked up all of the kids? Would you have been done talking to her before supper if she didn't keep talking about her boyfriend? If you had been with him, would he have done that? How long would they have stayed there if they had had more money? Who would have kept you from doing that if they saw you doing it? Would you have had a hard time understanding her if she didn't know how to speak English well? If he had said that, would you have yelled at him? Would you eat it if I made you some eggs and bacon? If he said he would help you, shouldn't you have let him do it? Shouldn't they have apologized if they had been wrong? If your child wanted to get a dog, would you get it for them? If it hadn't been almost the same, would you have decided to buy it? How many hamburgers would you order if your family was going to be coming over to eat? If he had trouble lifting it, would you help him to do it? Couldn't they have bought it if they had had enough money? What would they have been doing if you hadn't come home early? If you didn't have money to go on a vacation, what would you do in your area? If it hadn't rained, would you have gone out? Would you tell her you loved her if it looked like she was interested in being with you? Haven't you got any clue what she would have done? Would you ever talk to him again if he kept denying it? Shouldn't he pay for dinner if he invited you to go? Had they met when they were younger, would they have liked each other? Shouldn't they have gone on a diet if they planned on losing more weight? If he keeps complaining, shouldn't you tell him to shut up? How often would he go there if the weather felt warmer? Couldn't she have asked him to do it if she had wanted to? Wouldn't you be happy to do it if she asked you for help? Wouldn't it have seemed all right if he had slept here overnight? Would it make any sense if I gave her money to buy it? Would you have gotten him to do it if she didn't feel like doing it? What would her house be like if she put more flowers in every room? Couldn't they have gone separately if they had had another car? Who would have called you if they had known your number? Couldn't you have taken a shower there if you had had more time? Had they met you earlier, would you have gone out to dinner with them? If they couldn't have repaired it, would they have had to buy another one? If you really loved him, wouldn't you do that for him? If you had told her to get it, would she have done it right away? Thank you very much for practicing.